Hello, hello. If anybody's watching right now, give me just a sec. The views and opinions expressed by the participants of this broadcast are their own and not necessarily shared by the sponsors, organizations, or individuals mentioned in this broadcast. It will contain topics and language unsuitable for younger listeners. Parental discretion is advised. You're listening to 3231 Nomad Radio. Nomad Radio. How are the sound levels, by the way? Sounds like we might be peaking a little bit. Crank that down a little while. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. It is 7:18 p.m. And you're watching Nomad Radio. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Do we sound all right? Sounds good? Excellent. All right. So hi. I'm Matt. You are watching the second episode of a new version of Nomad Radio. Last week we did a brand new episode. Kids are great. How's yours? I don't need my headphones. If you think, do we look good? Do we sound good? Is everything cool with y'all? It's Matt. It is indeed. It sounds awesome. Fantastic. All right, cool. So hi. My name's Matt. This is Nomad Radio. I already said that. I'm really excited because we're having some technical difficulties. That's the reason why we're a little bit after 7 p.m. making this work, trying to make this work. So wanted to be sure that Aaron, hi. What's going on, Aaron? How are you? We have some friends, a whole bunch of friends already in chat. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me. No, Erin, I'm trying to remember. Her name was Erin on back in Periscope days. I say y'all's cow. Starbucks Erin, McDonald's, I feel alive, Erin. Stuart's in chat, Zen's in chat, Jennifer's in chat. Thank you guys for showing up, and I hope more friends show up. We're broadcasting on TikTok, letting everybody know about what Aaron the artist, Aaron the opera singer. Shout out to Periscope crew, indeed. Redheaded Aaron, troublemaker Aaron. All the Periscope buddies, indeed. Yeah, so I get on TikTok all the time, and I let people know. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/3231, we do a show. This is the show. Excuse me. This is the show, Nomad Radio. Aaron, the drunken opera singer. There you go. Excuse me. Now, all of a sudden, my throat decides to get a tickle in it. Pardon me. I'm just so excited. So, in case you didn't see the last episode that we did, I wanted to make sure that the audio was right. I wanted to make sure that the video was right. Oop, that's too bright. Turn that down a little bit. There we go. I want to make sure that I'm providing the best content for you guys, or at least the best quality of audio and video to you that I can do. Managed to piece together a bunch of equipment, connect it to my laptop. I got a great venue that these folks here at Smokies Tobacco and Gifts in Knoxville were kind enough to let me use for for my podcast. They have a venue that if you check me out on TikTok, I've shown it a little bit. I kind of don't want to mess with the camera, but otherwise I'd give you a little view. You'll just have to check the behind the scenes stuff that we do on TikTok. But these folks are really cool, and they're letting me use this space to do the podcast. And I don't know, I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to do this and hang out with y'all. This has always been my dream to broadcast to people, to put smiles on people's faces, to entertain folks. So here we go. We're doing it. And I will never not be grateful. I'll never stop being grateful. But the reason that one of the couple things I love and I love my buddies. But so I met these guys at Smokies a couple years ago. When I first came down, as a matter of fact, about a year since being here, I decided I wanted to check out Knoxville and actually get out of my comfort zone and meet people and that sort of thing. And I'm like, I tried to look up the best cigar shop, and this one came highly recommended online. So I drove down here, and the folks were. I made a phone call first of all. I called them up to see what time they were open, what time they closed, blah blah blah, and if they had my particular brand of cigar. I didn't have much luck on a couple of places because, I don't really know the reason why. Some places just don't carry the cigar that I like. And when I called this place, the gentleman answers the phone, and his name was Sean. Ian, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Thanks for joining the broadcast. I gotta look at you guys instead of looking down at my computer. I'll get all this stuff figured out at some point. Like I said, baby steps. We got it working. We're up and running. We're doing this. So the guy answers the phone, Sean, and he's like, "Well, hello, Mr. Awesome." When I got my phone back in 2000, when I was in a band, it said you could have your caller ID, whatever you want. And since I was I was in Kings of Awesome, and my nickname on stage was Mr. Awesome, my stage name. I'm like, go ahead and put it as Mr. Awesome. And to this day, I keep forgetting about it, and someone points it out when I call them. They're like, "Is your name Mr. Awesome?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." So, if you ever get a phone call from Mr. Awesome, it me. Verify it first, because this is 2022 and you never know, identity theft, all that stuff. But anyways, so I'm like, I asked him about the cigars, and we laughed a little bit about my name and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, we carry your cigars." Oh my God, when you call my work line, I die laughing every time. That's true. That's right. I called Jen at work, and all of her employees get a kick out of it. It's fantastic. So I come by here because I had the cigars. I wanted to check the place out, and I walk in, and I'm like, "Hi, I was calling about the Tobacco Specials, the type of cigar that I like." And he's like, "Are you Mr. Awesome?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "Oh, fantastic." I said, "My real name's Matt." He goes, "I'm not calling you that." He goes, I don't even want to know. You're Mr. Awesome. That's it. That's all that matters." So every time I come in, they're like, "Hey, Mr. Awesome, what's going on?" Good folks. Oh my God, when you call me that, oh wait, that's right, you don't. "Good day to you, sir." I said good day. Well, Stuart. No, Stuart, Jen, we got to take it easy on Stuart. He is absolutely right. I mean, after all the times that he watches my broadcast, oh wait, he hasn't for years. I forgot. So, yeah, who's got a who does live content almost every day? Who could that be? "Oh, I'm in England. We're in different time zones." Ooh, nope. Years. Mr. Asslands Outfitters. Handbags at dawn, sir. You're on. I will give you such a pinch. So yeah, great place. Nice guys. I smoke a cigar here every once in a while. What else is going on with me other than that? I mentioned yesterday as well that having some, or no, last yesterday. Well, I did mention it yesterday, I'm sure. But I think on the last episode I mentioned that having some heart problems, blood pressure issues. The reason why I cough is because some of the medication gives me a mild allergy. I get a little tickle in the throat. So, of course, what do? I talk all the time. So, yes, of course, I'm going to start coughing and throat irritation and all that stuff. Not intentional. I know it's very uncouth to cough on the microphone. You're moving? Where are you moving to, Aaron? If you're watching this, by the way, on replay, to my right, you see there is a live chat that you could be a part of every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tate's here as well. Hello, Tate. Hi, guys. And also, if you are watching this for the first time, I have a fantastic community. I have a great bunch of folks that love me very much and come on and hang out with me. They also love each other very much. And we talk about things that matter to us, that matter to each other. We support each other. It's a fantastic community that's growing and growing. And I really look forward to it growing further with your help. You can follow me, of course, on here, youtube.com/3231. You can follow me on social media at 3231, just like it says down there in the corner, at 3231. That's pretty much where I am all over the internet. I'm on TikTok as well at various times doing just the basic meet and greet, your basic hellos and stuff like that. I don't know, you guys in chat, how would you describe what I do on TikTok? It's just pretty much, as far as I know, just good morning, how are you? Making myself available to anybody whose For You page I come across. And I direct people here to the YouTube channel. All the people, that's true. Anybody that's got TikTok, anybody whose page I come across, they're welcome to join the conversation. Going back to the Berg. Yeah, so we have friends all over the world. A lot of the United States, but also in England as well. Stuart, our buddy, is across the pond. I would describe it as 80% child-friendly. We provide wholesome buffoonery. We do different content, and that's kind of the whole point of Nomad Radio, is to feature the different type of content that we do. One of the things I want to add is considering I usually say all the different subjects that we cover. If anybody's like, what kind of content do you do? I usually say sci-fi, role-playing games, video games, comic books, TV, movies. But also, yes, also on occasion we do talk about other fun stuff, food and sex and relationships and spirituality and mental health. We cover the important stuff and the not important stuff. The non-important, important stuff. TikTok is fantastic. It's pretty much how we have it is pretty much my show or my broadcast on TikTok is pretty much the old Periscope days. Started broadcasting on Periscope back in 2015, so 7 years ago. Well, TikTok is an important, is a nice tool in the toolbox, sort of a thing. So, and we know how much Stuart loves playing with tools. Seriously, if you're new to Matt, he's literally Mr. Awesome. He builds a great community and highly entertaining. Lives are fun. Absolutely. And Stuart's sexy behind would make it even more fun hanging out with us. We miss you, Stuart. That's basically the point. We need more Stuart in our lives. Not to mention, He's got a sweet-ass wife. We need Mr. and Mrs. To join us as well. But yeah, we try to be wholesome. 80% is pretty generous. 80% child-friendly. Oh, that's awesome that you are streaming on TikTok now. Absolutely, yes. Any chance that I get, normally in the mornings about 7 or 8 a.m., and then I try to do it about the same time at night. Although there are times when I'm not available simply because of, like I said, having issues right now with blood pressure and getting tired and stuff like that, and just being 50. Just life happens sort of thing. But I'm starting to feel the momentum coming back, the mojo for good content. So, which is why I'm sitting here before you right now, talking to you about all the zany, wacky stuff that we do. I need a soundboard so bad. So what I have right now is a lot of USB wires, but I have a really nice microphone and a USB hub and a nice webcam and a nice light and a laptop that works. And so I have everything that I need for the base Nomad Radio experience. And I am absolutely thrilled that I get an opportunity to do this for you. Where we go from here depends on the community. It depends on me getting my ass in gear and making the content for y'all. So, which reminds me of, like I was saying, when we talk about different topics, I want to cover different things that matter to me and that matter to my friends. For example, I was reading a few things. One of the things that we do talk about, and we can talk about any of this stuff that you would like on this episode. I'm going to provide a few headlines, stuff that I was reading. For example, Marvel Studios. This was an article that was submitted. The website is The Direct. This article was written by Sam Hargrave on the 14th. That Marvel Studios' first R-rated show gets record-breaking episode count. So the streaming service, the Disney Plus, that does a lot of Marvel stuff, they have a range of different shows that they've come out with since the creation of Disney Plus. A lot of their Marvel content varies depending on your particular tastes. Some of it is geared towards younger audiences. Some of it is, of course, the movies and stuff that are geared towards the general audience. A lot of it has sort of stretched the boundaries, I guess you could say. They've changed their format to try to include a lot more different genres, not genres, different themes, different tastes. For example, the TVMA content, or like Deadpool. They're including that and Logan. Their content's going to shift for sure to include things for adult audiences as well as child audiences. Kind of like what 3231 is about. We have a parental warning before every episode, or I try to do a parental warning before every episode, that views and opinions that may not represent that of any of the sponsors or organizations, and that some of the language that we use and some of the topics that we have are not meant for a general audience. It's like not for younger audiences, I should say. But we leave that. I always like the fact, like TikTok has a habit of filtering some content because of its terms of service, which YouTube is kind of guilty of doing that as well. But I like the audience to have I miss the old days of YouTube where the audience decides what they want to watch, what kids should watch, it's pretty much up to you to decide the content that's on your screen. And like I said, we try to be respectful. We try to be welcoming to everybody and talk about the things that matter to a great number of people. But there are some topics that I don't want to shy away from, because they're very important. Like I said, when we talk about sex, it would be we have a label, Yacht Club, that we would be using for the more mature, naughty conversations. Just like any radio station, you have during the day, you have certain content. During the evening, you have certain content, or a TV channel or whatever. I want to keep it open for all that. How are we doing in chat, by the way? Because I haven't seen chat really move along yet. I want to make sure that things are still running smoothly on the chat side of it. Is the signal still good? Feel free to give me an update. Let me know. Again, I want to make sure y'all are still breathing out there. But let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, with the different content that they're providing with Marvel and Disney Plus, one of the things that they want to include on top of Deadpool and like Logan and that sort of thing, with Deadpool 3 coming out pretty soon, Werewolf by Night as well. That was another one. Werewolf by Night was came close to becoming the studio's first TV MA endeavor, but instead, still breathing. All right, just want to be sure. Instead, the first TV MA endeavor for Marvel Plus is going to be What If Zombies. Marvel Zombies are coming to Marvel and Disney Plus, and it's going to be basically a post-apocalyptic Marvel, for surviving a zombie apocalypse. So some of the characters there, iconic character. I'll just read the article here, just rather than me riffing off of it. The upcoming animated series will spin off from the What If Zombies installment of What If and see iconic Marvel characters living through a zombie apocalypse going up against undead heroes and villains. Set to appear are survivors of the likes of Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop, Ms. Marvel, and more favorites. Tate says, I still do strum my guitar. Yes, she does. Absolutely. And she strums it very well, as a matter of fact. So the intent of this article was to say that Marvel Zombies will be featuring, I believe they said 6 episodes, or was it 4 episodes? Yeah, so Marvel Zombies will be featuring 4 episodes, breaking the record of, I believe it was 6, was the Falcon Winter Soldier 6, I Am Groot was 5 episodes. Still here, just giving my dog some attention. He swallowed a piece of toy last week, and I had to have surgery to get it removed. $4,500 to have that done. Stupid dog. Yikes! I missed those Monday scopes you did. Believe me, the on TikTok and this type of thing we'll be doing almost every day. Like I said, connecting with people and talking about the things that you like. I just want to. The thing with me is that I want to do things more organized. Things on particular days at particular times, on a schedule. I'm trying to kind of appeal my content to certain people at certain times when it's what's the word I'm looking for? See, that's what I'm saying. My brain's kind of all over. I'm kind of scatterbrained, but I want to try to tighten it up. Is basically is my point. So very violent series coming out, 4 episodes, and I think they said something along the lines of, and I'd love to get your opinion on this in chat. Some of the longer episodes, or rather, I should say, the longer series, 6 episodes, 9 episodes, that sort of thing, there's shorter episodes in the series, more episodes but shorter, as opposed to less episodes and longer. 30 minutes for 9 episodes versus, an hour or so, 40, 50-minute runtimes with less episodes. If there are folks that do watch, I'd love to get your feedback on the Marvel content, the series that they do run, and what your particular, which you like it. You can leave a comment with us, and we can certainly discuss that further later down the road. I'm not particularly my take right now. I'm not into Marvel zombies in particular. I've never been really into zombies, the gore and stuff like that. It's an animated series. It's interesting. I'm sure they're going to put a good spin on it. And frankly, there hasn't been anything that Marvel's done, and anything that you see on Disney Plus, all the movies, all the little one shots, and the special series that they have, like WandaVision and She-Hulk and the What If and all that. The series has been amazing. Hawkeye is awesome as well. They come out with great stuff that I enjoy everything. I think a lot of it too it boils down to, even when you're talking about like Daredevil and Luke Cage and all the stuff that they had on Netflix that they moved over to Marvel, to Disney Plus. There are certain fans that have expectations and they're never satisfied. If they read the comic books and they see the Netflix series, they say that that's not Daredevil because Daredevil's really dark and he doesn't do the acrobatics and stuff like he did in the comic book. And I've heard people say even that She-Hulk, that version of Daredevil, spoilers, that the version of Daredevil that's in the She-Hulk series is too acrobatic, just flipping all over the place, and that's not Daredevil because Daredevil was then they refer to the Netflix. So there are some people that just aren't going to be happy no matter what the case. Anything that anybody comes out with, they're just not going to be happy. So you just have to kind of put those people aside. And like I said, I think Marvel's doing a fantastic job of appealing to the majority of people, the most people that they can, and just writing good stories, good characters. Are the visuals always top notch? They try. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes the CGI doesn't work, or there's a little bit of it, like, not to cite examples, but I mean, there are some times where the CGI just doesn't work, or things are a little too flashy, a little too punchy, a little too, action, wham bam. I mean, it's a comic book, so of course there's going to be that. But they really have a chance to show amazing characters. She-Hulk alone, I would recommend people watch because it's fantastic, some of the stuff that they're doing. Do you still play that computer game you told me about? I can't remember what it was called. Star Citizen. I'm mentioning superheroes, City Heroes. There are a few different video games that I have discussed before, but I think you might be talking about Star Citizen. Yeah, I haven't played it because all I have is my laptop, and it's not powerful enough for Star Citizen. But I would love to. I keep up on YouTube with all the Star Citizen, all the development over the past, what is it now, like 9 years, something like that. Like I've been watching them, keeping up with all their development. I think it's fascinating. That's another thing too. When I was talking about people just not being satisfied, there are folks that want a game done right, and they want it done. What's that saying? You can have your game built fast, you can have your game built cheap, and you can have your game built well. Pick two, kind of a thing. Like, people want it fast, and they want it awesome, and they want it now, and that's just not how it works. It was, especially if it's something that doesn't have a publisher, that doesn't have anybody else. The Marvel is the same way too. Like, they just want to make good stuff, and they're going to do it on their own timetable, and they're going to do it the way that they vision it. And you have to trust the vision. You have to trust the process, trust the art. But of course, people on the internet are always going to complain. I think that's mainly the main issue for a lot of this stuff. For example, speaking of complaining, a lot of people have been complaining. This is not game related, but it's if anyone's familiar, I mean, most people in America are familiar with Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know how familiar people are with Dunkin' Donuts outside of the United States. Stuart, I'd love to get your feedback on that. But there is drama on the internet with Dunkin' Donuts. A minor revolt, as written by Wired. An article written by, I want to give them proper credit on this, Angelo Watercutter. In the culture column of the Wired, Wired.com. The coffee chain Dunkin' Donuts, their new loyalty program has changed. It used to be that you would spend a certain amount of money on items, and then once you spent a certain amount of items, you can get a free coffee, or you can get I believe it was a free coffee or something along those lines, where you could you have an offer available to you. Now they move to a different reward system where you when you purchase things, you earn points, and after so many points you could redeem. In a lot of cases, you could redeem smaller stuff like little snack stuff or like munchkins or maybe a donut at some point. But it's not as easy to get an iced coffee, not as easy to get a hot coffee, the higher cost items. But I still think I think that's absolutely fair. I mean, they have a rewards program. They may not be making a lot of money off of giving people free stuff, but maybe they want to. We have Dunkin' here. Actually, the steward says had a couple donuts earlier. Very nice. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So it's Dunkin' Donuts' business. They can do business however they want. But people are up in arms about this fact. In fact, I'll read this. Actually, the problem started 2 weeks ago when the breakfast food chain swapped its consumer loyalty program, DD Perks, for a revamped one called Dunkin' Rewards, designed to help keep you running all day with the best at Dunkin'. I mean, it's a good pitch. But there was one problem. Coffee drinkers can do math. Soon folks realized that under the new program, they'd have to get twice as many points to get free drinks. And their beloved free birthday drinks had disappeared. The reward system is crap, said one person on the internet. What idiot do you think I am, Dunkin' Donuts? Someone called the removal of the birthday drink a slap in the face. So the idea is a lot of chains are tightening up their deal, and I'm trying to see what it was. There was something I was reading in the article, like it would be something along the lines of, if you spend $40 on the old plan, every $40 that you spend, you could get a free drink. Now it seems like it's going to be like $90 or something along those lines. You get a free coffee. If that's what you're buying your food for, is to get the free food, you're doing it wrong. I mean, a company can change their mind if they're giving away lots of stuff and they want to make a little more money off of it. They're more than welcome to do so. That's just, I mean, this is the way that it is. And if you're not happy with it, you don't have to be a patron of their business. That's just, and it's coffee. You'll be fine. Go to the grocery store. I as someone who's worked in retail, as someone who's worked in food service, if you're not happy with the service of a particular place, you're more than welcome to go to a grocery store and make the stuff yourself. You can make coffee at home. In fact, Dunkin' Donuts sells creamer. They sell coffee. They sell all the things that you could do to make stuff your own, however you'd like it. But you want fast and convenient, and that costs money sometimes. That's my personal opinion. I'd love to hear yours. And let's see, moving on to the next article. Speaking of a personal opinion, this was something I read that was very interesting. So this is brought to you by Bounding into Comics, article written by Spencer Bakuli, October 10th. Watchmen creator Alan Moore says that adults who enjoy superhero media are engaging in a kind of infantilization that can very often be a precursor to fascism. So there are people that love comic books and read comic books, and their life sort of revolves around them and the things that they enjoy. No problem with that whatsoever. I completely understand. I'm one of those people. That's the reason why I started this broadcast. The reason why I started going live and talking to people is to talk about nerdy things. And there are certain people that in the business that have a passion for, or in any business, in any form of entertainment, that have a passion for it. And there's toxicity because of the internet, just because of the convenience of it, a lot of the anonymity of it, the fact that anytime that you want to complain, you can go on the internet and complain. There are people that will do so, and so there's a toxicity that exists in all of fandom. And that's even existed, I believe, before the internet happened, of course. You know, when you're talking about conventions and stuff like that, there are people that are very passionate about the things they enjoy, very protective about the things they enjoy. And in some cases, they get a little obsessed, a little overboard, and protective of it, gatekeeping and stuff like that. If anyone's had any experiences with gatekeeping and that sort of thing, or toxic fandom, you understand. And I'd love to hear your experiences, by the way, because this is a very important topic to me as well. But iconic comic book creator, author Alan Moore expressed concern over adults actively enjoying comic book media. He believes them to be engaging in a precursor to fascism. I'll read you the quote by him here. Where was that quote? I haven't written... I'm definitely done with comics, he says. I haven't written one for getting on over 5 years. I will always love and adore the comics medium, but the comics industry and all of the stuff attached to it has just become unbearable. I didn't really think that superheroes were adult fare. I think this was a misunderstanding born of what happened in the 80s, to which I must put my hand up to a considerable share of the blame, though it was not intentional when things like Watchmen were first appearing. There are an awful lot of headlines saying comics have grown up. I tend to think, no, comics haven't grown up. There are a few titles that were more adult than people were used to, but the majority of comics titles were pretty much the same as it had ever been. It wasn't comics growing up. I think it was more comics meeting the emotional age of the audience coming the other way. And when you... While I don't necessarily... we do not need protest movements now. I can't endorse everything that people who take that mask as an icon, V for Vendetta, as an icon might do in the future, but I'm heartened to see that it has been adopted by protest movements so widely across the world. It's annoying how nitpicky fans can get, says Tate in chat. Lighten up, people. And I appreciate people's passion. Like I said, I'm a passionate person myself when it comes to fandom. But it's more of like a lot of the things, you have different tales that you could tell with different mediums. Art is art. And no one industry just belongs to kids. I tend to disagree with that idea of, adults shouldn't read comic books, or that the idea of comic books becoming too adult. I think that there are themes that you can tell in any form. Think of all the people that read the pulp books back in the day, back in the turn of the century, that were reading about these strange and unbelievable tales of faraway lands, of adventure and action, intrigue, mystery. You have otherworldly things. The whole basis of sci-fi, the whole basis of comic books were these amazing tales that you could tell. And the heroes were in danger, and there were stakes on the line. I mean, I don't think that's a problem with that the comic books and that sort of genre, that sort of medium shouldn't be for adults. I think you need to tell the right stories, and you need to reinforce it. I think Marvel's doing a great example of that. The stuff that Marvel's doing, getting back to that on Disney Plus, talking about people of color, talking about the struggles that different walks of life are experiencing and have experienced through history. The idea of what it is to be a woman and live in the modern world as a woman, or transgender, or a different race, a different ideology. I love the diversity that's going on in comic books, and that's not something that is necessarily being addressed here. People are basically, it all boils down to people are complaining about people complaining. People that don't have the right idea about what comics are complaining about people that don't have the right idea about what comics are. So it's very interesting to read articles about that. And again, as always, I'd love to hear your opinions on that as well. These are the type of things that we would be covering, that we will be covering on our on Nomad Radio. But yeah, it is annoying how nitpicky. That is correct. I agree with that completely. Let's see what else we have going on here. Anybody if you have any comments or questions or whatever, the feel free to jump on chat and talk to us. There may be folks that are watching right now that aren't talking, and you're more than welcome to join the chat. Oh, I did miss a question that got set aside for the content, but Ian said earlier on in chat, and it did not clear to appear on chat. I hardly get your TikToks when I'm on there. It's just a bunch of girls bouncing breasts. Not sure how I got that algorithm. That's the nature. It's the nature of TikTok. It's the nature of a lot of that. The TikTok algorithm itself, I don't necessarily understand either. With most things on the internet, you have to deal with the fact that a lot of them are free, and a lot of them are run the way that the company wants to run them. As with most things in life, you have the choice to use a service or a feature or an app to consume your entertainment, to consume your news. You have the choice to participate or not participate, and TikTok is one of those things where I'm watching and scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. Oh, nice. With TikTok, they want to generate views, and sex does sell. Thirst traps are very popular. And believe me, in a lot of ways, as someone who tries to create content, I don't necessarily understand. Or I find it frustrating that someone, simply by looking good, can generate a ton of followers and go viral with a dance or, with a very tight outfit. There are some that they seem to have a little bit of, they have some charisma, to have some genuine appeal. Not just a pretty face, not just a pair of boobs, but someone that has some character to them, and it's fantastic. Love your body, love who you are, and more power to you. No problem with that. It's in itself, but the fact that it is frustrating by comparison to be a man who wants to legitimately make friends, make people smile, promote passion, that sort of thing, to have the agenda that I have. And I realize it's a lot of hard work. It's apples and oranges. I'm not saying that what I have is better or worse than that type of content. But I'm just stating my frustration with that as well. TikTok doesn't necessarily care about me. They care about views. They care about numbers. It doesn't matter what my message is. It matters if I can get 1,000 followers. Once I get 1,000 viewers, 1,000 followers, then they'll open the feature of live broadcasting. It didn't matter how I got that 1,000. It didn't matter if they were bots. It didn't matter if they were, why the people wanted to see me. All that mattered was the 1000. Once I hit that number, they unlock the feature, and that works. That's how TikTok works. Is they're like, we want to see numbers. We want to see, we want to see growth, And once there's growth, once you have content that they can exploit, they'll absolutely do that. Everything that I talk about my mission and my my passion only works for me and my community, and it's irrelevant to TikTok. I wish that would change sometime, and I guess the only way that you could really do anything about that is to find the ability to broadcast without TikTok, to make your own app, kind of a thing, which is something that it's certainly it's a daydream, but it's possible. It's something that could be achievable in time. Only time will tell. And also TikTok has, and not just them, but a lot of other places as well, want to make money. And so they do certain things, and I mentioned this on the broadcast before. There's certain content that they won't necessarily promote unless you pay for. I mean, they want the numbers, and they want you to want the numbers, but they also want you to want enough to pay for it. Like the idea of hey, you want more people to see your content? Well, if you pay us $20, we could spread the message out there, and we could advertise to more people. That's kind of what you're doing now, isn't it? Like, you're making my content accessible to more people. You're basically stifling that, or what's the word I'm looking for? You're throttling that in order for me to pay you so that you could do the thing that you're supposed to be doing anyways. But like I said, it's your app. I'm not paying for it. I'm not. I'm just putting my content up there and struggling myself. So it's your business. Run it how you want, I guess. Are you still just working weekends? I do work during the week as well. Like today, the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are usually days that I work. Because I'm just a guy in a van trying to scrape by, trying to make some money. Okay. Jen, Tate's still here. Jen, are you still here? Stuart? I think some people left the chat. Might be a small chance I won't be able to use my timeshare property I reserved for the day after Thanksgiving till Sunday, so 3 days. If I can't make it, I'll offer it to you again if you're interested. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for that. Reserved for the day after Thanksgiving till Sunday. Actually, in Gatlinburg, if you remember. Yes, I do remember. Thank you very much for that. Actually, Jennifer, again, talking about some fantastic people in my community. Jennifer has offered to purchase a plane ticket for me to go up and visit her and her family. I believe it's the 23rd through the 28th, if I remember correctly. I'd have to check a calendar. I don't have a calendar on me necessarily. Do I have a calendar available? I don't see a calendar. Oh, I know. I can hit that one. The calendar. October, November. Yeah, I believe it's the 23rd through the 28th that I'll be going up there. So, that would be. I'll be up in New Hampshire during that time. But I appreciate you very much for offering that. That's fantastic. So many of my friends, so many of the followers, the community members on here have been really cool to me. Today we were talking about with the colder weather coming, me taking care of myself as far as making sure I stay out of the cold, making sure that I'm gonna be comfortable, that I'm gonna be. The people worry about me, and I appreciate that so much. And also, my mental health, my mental well-being. Having a spa day. One of our I would love to shout out this guy. One of our community members, Goat, on TikTok, Van Goat, offered a hotel room to me. He has the deal through work where he gets points, and he has points available. So he is offering, like, anytime that you're traveling around and you need a hotel to stay at, let me know, and he'll try to hook me up. So I mean, I've had some awesome people, offers things like that, and I appreciate that so much. That's not a common thing. That's not something that I take lightly or take for granted. Folks' generosity. So, let's see. We'll show that one. That's perfectly fine. I always book it way out, and then shit always seems to be coming up at the last minute. No. I got you. I understand. Oh, I get it. Well, like I said, the fact that you thought of me and you're like, yeah, so this has changed. I wasn't really expecting to do anything on Thanksgiving either, but talking to Jen, she's like, she misses me, and I love her family. Her husband and her kids are amazing. And it's been a little bit. It's been about, has it been about a year since I've been up there? Has it been a year? I mean, I went up there. Well, yeah, I went up there to visit my mom recently this August, but before that, yeah, it's been about a year since I'd been up north, and I didn't get a chance to hang out with Jen up in New Hampshire. I was up in Maine, but I flew up and back. Didn't have transportation of my own, so I wasn't able to connect with anybody else up there. But yeah, after talking with her about it, she was very cool. And like I said, she wanted me to spend time with her and her family. I thought that was very nice of her. Very sweet. Well, okay. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me for a little bit. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this a short one. But yeah, if any of the stuff that we talked about is of any interest to anybody out there on the replay, please, by all means, leave a comment in the comment section. And more importantly, please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hopefully the numbers will grow. Hopefully we'll have more people coming on and hanging out with us with questions, with comments. I want to make this, like I said, the interactive. I want to show people how great the community is and have people interacting with each other and with me, just like we do on TikTok and everything else. So if you're watching this as well and you're not on TikTok, please go onto TikTok and look up 3231, my name, just as it is in the over in the corner there, at 3231. And please feel free to join us again every Wednesday right here, 7 p.m. Eastern, on youtube.com/3231. But I guess, yeah, absolutely. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. And follow me if you haven't followed me yet. Please share the broadcast with your friends. Always nice to make new friends.